Stepped up to the house party, kinda faded. J's on mask on, yeah, I'm kinda basic. You stood out, Halle Berry cut, amazing.
Yo,
Lean with it.
rock with it.
Lean with it.
Rock with it. Lean with it. Rock. They was playing that today, right? At the
The beat, yep.
Yeah, who did that? They was. I mean, we are in ATL, so they was playing a lot of stuff. Yo, welcome back. Week 57 with the Kingsmen.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Deals. He's not here, but he'll be back soon enough. He's been supporting one of our artists, and then he has some stuff to take care of family wise. But we are here in ATL.
Yes, we are.
It's been a great trip so far. We've Dre, tell him why we here, and just it's good.
I'm in the spotlight right now.
Nah, you can't even see your face, bro. This nigga hiding. If you're on a radio show, you gotta go to the YouTube and see what this guy's doing, bro.
See, you got to do things to. But anyway, we came down to Atlanta to. What can I say?
You don't know why we came down here, bro?
I'm trying to give words to describe.
We came down for
Self-improvement.
Yeah, there you go. Self-improvement. Self-improvement and professional.
And given and to learn, gather more information.
Yeah.
But information that was filled with 100% truth.
Yeah. Yeah. And some really, really, really good principles for just how to expand your business, how to think outside the box, how to break yourself out of the mindset that we are kind of like programmed into with the way things should go. And
when it comes to money and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack, man.
It is. But I think we're gonna edit a little bit of our experience.
Yeah. You'll see the trip. You'll see us come on down from the flight to the actual venue, some of the speakers, getting some food. We found some good food. I'm really enjoying ATL, man.
Yo, shout out to all the creators, man.
Yeah.
It's a God-given gift. And if you don't use it, one of the life lessons I've learned, I think it was also today that it was imprinted. No, it was imprinted a long time ago, but another stamp of approval. Mm-hmm. Given a gift from God was meant for you to be a blessing for someone else. Like nothing we do was meant to be for myself. Like if that was the case, then we'll probably have one finger, one toe.
Right. I'm trying to see if I got any notes though, because today was
pretty crazy. I meant to get some. I had to take it back to the paper, pen and paper, man.
So we were. We came down for a conference called Thrive Conference. It's hosted by Dr. Darius Daniels and
Myron Golden.
And Myron Golden.
Fellow YouTuber. Shout out to Myron Golden, and along with Pastor Dr. Darius.
It's amazing, amazing stuff they were going over. I'm gonna go over some of the things that they were talking about. I know Dr. Darius talked about it's not optional. And talking about not just living for yourself. But when you realize like the things that I'm doing are not just for me, it's for my family, my kids, and people around me, it's not optional anymore.
It's not.
And there's 3 levels of living. There's sinking, surviving, and thriving. I mean, listen, I'm not yet the greatest communicator, but I'm gonna get there. There's a lot of information.
He said, but you said he's not optional. But what was the word he used?
Mandatory. It's mandatory.
Mandatory.
Yeah. If you hear some noise in the background, we are accompanied on this trip by my family, our own blood family, my sister. So she's here in Atlanta with us. Shout out to Tiff.
Shout out
Duchess.
to Tiff. There she is in the background.
Yeah. She got a podcast too.
Yeah.
Duchess. Tiff, give me the information.
What?
What's the information for the podcast?
Discuss it with Duchess on TikTok and Instagram.
Discuss it with Duchess on TikTok and on Instagram. Check that out.
Yes, sir.
If you want the truth about what's going on in the world, and
she's gonna give it to you.
She's gonna give it to you. She's gonna give it to you. So
let's go give it to you. Gonna give it to you.
Real quick plug.
Give it to you.
This is not our first. This is not my first time in Atlanta. It's not Dre's either. But yo, Atlanta's
It's been a while.
Atlanta's a nice spot to be in, man.
Yeah, man.
Change of pace. I think Atlanta's primary
Listen.
thing is building.
Listen, the ratio
What?
is crazy.
What ratio?
As we move along, it was just a thought, a passing thought. But the ratio of
Well, people don't know what you're talking about.
of people,
What are you talking about? Give clarity.
ratio of men to women down here is
It's crazy.
amazing.
You think so?
If you are a heterosexual man,
Yeah, you got to clarify that in Atlanta, dog.
and
No disrespect. My bad.
and you are doing well for yourself, this is the place to be.
You think so?
For those who may be interested in the options that they have out here, which are many. God is good. Let me just tell you that. God is just good. All right? When he made something, he makes
This
it
guy.
with his hands.
He does all things well, brother.
Amen.
He said it's good. That's what his words, not mine.
Amen.
God said it was good.
He definitely did.
Atlanta's dope, though.
Listen, shout out to Atlanta.
So couple experiences, not new experiences, but we've been fortunate to the car we have down here is a Tesla.
Oh,
You
man.
say something about Tesla, man. I'm gonna let you say it. Because
Just to give a little context within our content.
you'll catch that later. For those.
Oh man, that was great today. Anyway, we decided to rent a Tesla for the weekend, and so far I've enjoyed the experience. I've got the experience prior, a while back. A friend of mine, shout out to H.
Yeah,
a
what's
friend
good,
of
H?
mine. He's a banker, and shout out to him, man. If you need your finances taken care of, he's the man to help you out. Anyway, he decided to have a gathering at a Tesla dealership, which we were allowed to test drive these cars. And test driving these cars, I was immediately, I wouldn't say impressed, but maybe impressed. Actually, yeah, I was. Let me take that back. I was. Why? His acceleration is amazing. And for the first time, I actually got to get inside of a car that drives itself.
Well,
That's pretty amazing.
we haven't used that feature yet, but I know one thing that we like about it is quiet. I had to tell Dre because when he first got in, he did the same thing. He did the same thing I did when I had a hybrid.
I'm gonna.
Oh, you gonna tell the story? All right, because you know I tell the
I
story.
didn't know how to turn the car on. We were there for about.
Wait. That's his part of the story. My part of the story is the car was on. It's electric, so you don't know it's on until you gotta go. You gotta move.
So my thing was, so when Zay said, "Oh yeah, you know, I know this experience," he might not tell you that he, along with me, didn't figure out how to turn this vehicle on.
Wait,
But when we did, he was like, "Oh, you know what? I know this car."
No, but who got it? No, when I did, I finally was like, yo, the car is actually on. It's just quiet. It's been a while. I used to own a hybrid, so obviously a hybrid is electric and both gas. But I had just told the story to my dad, and Dre was in the car too, about how I was at work one day, and I turned the car on, and I was just kind of like sitting there, and someone knocked on the window because I was there for a couple minutes just doing something on my phone, and they asked me if I needed to jump because I was sitting in the car, but they couldn't hear it. But my car was on. So with hybrids, they're similar to electric cars in that they're quiet. And the engine for hybrids doesn't come on until you reach a certain speed limit. So it had been a while since I had been in an electric car. So it didn't click initially. But then when it finally did is when I said, yo, the car is on. You just got to put it in reverse or whatever the case may be. It's moving. But Tesla, you're on to something, man.
So within our experience with this vehicle, we had to charge it. And that was another experience. 'Cause
Oh, man.
I'm not going to front. I was quite embarrassed because I did not have a clue. But guess what? Thank God for technology.
And for
whether it's
YouTube. Go follow
Look
us.
at that.
Like,
We're on YouTube.
and we're on YouTube.
All right. So this means, Zay, that means we have to end with something that's going to be helpful to somebody.
Right.
All right. That's what that means.
I'm gonna tell them how to.
Let them
if
know.
they get an electric car, I'm gonna tell them exactly how to gas up the car.
But within this experience, like, okay, within driving, we'll talk about that. But we have to charge the car. We finally figured it out, and we're sitting there. We figured that it's gonna take about an hour for it to get a full charge.
It took about 30, 35 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
We went and got some food.
Got some food, came back. So in my mind, right, I'm thinking the charge is gonna be like
For a
like-
Tesla, $50, $60?
yeah, it's $50, $60 for a charge, a full charge. you
Now, the
know.
owner of the car did tell us when
Hold on, before we get to that, or you want to tell them?
yeah, the owner of the car told us,
Yeah,
that there's charging stations all throughout the city, and that when we go there, just plug it up. And
Don't worry about it.
It's going to charge him. So
it works,
that's
exactly.
new. Meaning, I don't got to pay to put,
Yeah, exactly.
put gas in your car. That's my thought.
Yeah.
You know what I said? I don't have to pay to put gas in the car. I don't have to pay for that. That was my thought process.
That's the mind
That's
frame.
the mind frame.
It-
You got to break. Ooh.
So,
Go ahead.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. So again, yes, we finally charged the car, and we sit back in the car and realize, okay, because I think Zay, you asked, let me see how much it charged, right?
Yeah, how much it charged the car?
So we figured that out. When we did,
You won't
it
believe
tells us exactly how much the charge was.
Can anyone guess?
You know what? You guessed it.
Write it down. Write it down.
You
in the
guessed
comments.
it.
You guessed it.
$11.
$11.
And the crowd goes, wow. Zay and I looked at each other, and Zay said,
That's crazy.
I'm convinced.
Yeah, I'm definitely convinced.
It may not be those words in verbatim, but he did say something to the effect of, okay, Tesla, you got a believer in me.
Because effectively what it did is it charged his card. Actually, it was $10.86 to completely charge the car from zero to.
No,
and
I
they
think
give
it
you
was because we weren't at full. We weren't at full.
no. But we got about 200 miles. I
Yeah,
think at a
but
full charge, he probably would have been like
It hit
$13, $14.
It was $11.
That's crazy.
And we were, let's just say 90%, because so I did establish in my brain that I will get a Tesla. And what's so crazy is when I did establish that, I would hear so many stories about it crashing on its own.
Rats eating the wires.
And I'm saying, you know what, devil, you're a liar. Because at the end of the day, yes, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But what I just experienced today
Yeah.
just told me that we're moving in an era, and this is kind of like the best way. This is beneficial to me. Because, okay, I drive a lot.
A whole
So
lot.
for anybody who drives a lot, you experience that you have to put gas in your car consecutively, constantly.
It adds up.
More
man.
than the average. And that does add up. So let's just say, on the cheap side, you put 87. You're spending about $20 every time you put gas.
87. Even
I'm just
yeah,
listen.
you got a 25, 30, bro. It's costing $30 to fill up the
Depending
cheapest
on your
car.
tank and where you, hey.
Nah, it's costing about $30 though.
Okay.
In Jersey, it is.
No, I'm not talking about filling up though. I'm just saying to get you to where you need to go, you understand, okay, $20 is what I need.
Okay.
So I'm gonna rock on $20 for as long as I can. That $20 lasts about 2 days. Maybe.
Maybe if you're doing a whole lot.
And mind you, after those 2 days, you're on E. Anyway, the whole
you
point of
fill it
this
up.
story is I am getting a Tesla, as I was previously
He's
prior saying.
convinced to get a Tesla because it'll only cost. We estimate probably it's going to cost about $13 to $14 to charge that car completely.
No,
And-
I thought it was going to be a whole lot more.
But that's what it was. No. If we
Oh,
got
you
to
mean-
about
okay,
75% on the Tesla of charge. To let it charge all the way probably been like $13, $14. But keep in mind, again, with electric vehicles, you pay for that up front, right? But it is worth it to pay for the cost of the car up front because, man, those cars, can you imagine just saving that kind of money? And they got pickup too. Now, I got to be controversial.
What?
And my sister's here, so I'm going to speak the truth.
Truth is what's
Tesla, we all know that what's his name? Elon Musk is from South Africa. If you know the history of South Africa, that should say enough. Apartheid. Okay? Apartheid was pretty much segregation, where the white people down there put the black people in the area and kind of segregated themselves from black people and took all the resource. Hence, I don't know the full story, but Elon Musk, his family came from money, probably because they benefited from apartheid, right? And we know that Africa is rich in minerals. Wakanda is not a fake place, guys. It's actually Africa. There's a lot of stuff in that. Pretty much everything we, especially with electronics, all comes from Africa. So,
I have to say something though.
what's good?
And I did this, and I'm making a conscious effort not to do this anymore. When people speak about Africa, they speak about it like it's a country. When there's so many countries within the continent of Africa. Mm-hmm. So when people say Africa, I always ask, where in Africa are you talking about?
South Africa specifically. But the whole continent, continent of Africa.
To it. We got to give respect, because when we were talking about Europe, we'll say France, we'll say Portugal.
I said South Africa in the beginning. I said South Africa.
I'm not talking about you personally.
Okay.
But I'm saying it just made a thought, because I used to do this too. Like, Africa's a continent. So when you say Africa, let's go to Africa. Where in Africa are you talking about?
Nigeria is nice. Ghana is nice. South Africa, now that apartheid is supposed to be done, it's nice. Africa, most of the times when we see Africa growing up, is kids crying, flies flying around. They need food and money.
It's a lie.
But it is a lie. Africa it's kind of like Black Panther, man. There's countries and there's cities in Africa that are well-to-do. People are doing well. They got money, technology.
Hold on, the Elon Musk, what were you saying? What made you bring up Elon Musk again?
Because, Tesla, the batteries are made from minerals and ingredients and stuff like that are found in Africa, that are harvested in Africa. And we know that, Africa, people come to Africa, countries, colonizers came to Africa and kind of just took for all its resources.
Oh, we on time.
Yeah, we are on time. So, listen. Anyway,
it's funny because we're gonna have to.
There's so much to
we're
talk
gonna have
about.
to add another part to this, because the reason why I said that, because I was gonna be a little, go back and forth, which would be interesting. Before we go, I was gonna talk about how the only reason why I would be mad at people taking advantage of a resource that God gave to the planet, not to any particular individual. You decided not to take advantage of that resource and sell it. Hence, let's just say I'm not from Africa.
You gotta let me know where you're going.
I go to South Africa, and I decide I find some minerals that I know that's needed somewhere else.
Okay.
I tell them, listen, I'll give you this. I bring it back. I make a ton. You don't. Pretty much, I'm almost taking advantage of you because you don't realize the resource that you have, right? Some people say taking advantage. Some people say no. I'm capitalizing on this opportunity.
This doesn't apply to Africa because there was a huge disparity between blacks and whites and what we were able to do. So when it comes to the country was literally pillaged. They came over there and took everything.
Again,
so we didn't have that. We didn't have those opportunities.
That's the unfortunate.
That's
part.
the unfortunate part. I just want to be clear. Like, it's not like we weren't smart enough. We weren't given an opportunity to take advantage of some of the resources we have there. That's just a fact. That's truth. We stand on truth.
Before there was someone, the question I would say then, before you were taken advantage of, you had the opportunity of this resource, correct?
Well, Africans were. We were trading. How did the Europeans find out that we had all these resources? Because we were trading with them. But they came in and did what Israel's... Let me stop. I'm not going to go there. They came in.
Anyway, we got to go, bro.
We got to go.
No, we got to go.
We're going to play some great music. We'll be back in a little bit. Week 57.
Yeah.
Dre's mad at me because I almost went left. We
Oh
good
no,
though.
I'm not, man. This is what the people want. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
pressing
anyway.
play. I'm pressing play. I'm pressing
Dealing
play.
with difficult lovers, most of these niggas undercover. More like regular brothers. Anyway, got a text from Dre. Told me to get dressed and be on my way. Yeah. Pulled up to the scene with it. And I'm super clean with it. She was on the dance floor. Seemed like she was waiting for